Hello, my Italian food fanatics. Today I have a very, very special episode for you. But before we go into that, please hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Fully 75% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed, and it costs you nothing to subscribe. So please hit the subscription button. About a week ago, I went down to San Diego to see a gentleman that I had not seen since before the pandemic. Prior to the pandemic, I flew to Italy to eat pizza and gelato with a dear friend of mine who is a world-class pastry chef. Anyway, before I went to Italy, if you'd have sat me down and said, this pizza that Jimmy makes is going to be better than 99% of the pizzas you'll have in Italy, I would not have believed you. It was only when I came back from eating at the best places and meeting the top pizzaiolos in Italy that I was able to make that distinction. And let me tell you, it's no lie at all. The best pizzaiolo in San Diego County, if not in a wider area, is Jimmy from Pizza Cassette. You'll read it as cassette, but they pronounce it cassette, because cassette, as you'll see, I'm not going to spoil the surprise. Anyway, I was pressed for time because I had to come back. So the tasting that we had was not indicative of actually what the pizza tasted like, because I didn't get the full effect until the second and third piece. So we had turned the cameras off, and then I finished eating the pizza, and my goodness, when it cooled down just a little bit and I got a little bit of that lemon in there, it changed everything about the pizza to make it one of the best pizzas I have ever eaten in my entire life. So, without further ado, now you'll understand when you see the interview how it goes. Jimmy is worth the time to seek out if you're even close to the area. You know me, I'll fly to Italy to eat pizza. If you're anywhere near Pizza Cassette, you have to stop in, tell Jimmy I sent you, and he'll put a little something, something extra on your pizza on my behalf. Anyway, let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it and take a trip down to San Diego. And here we are at the Garden, and there is Pizza Cassette. Perfect. Okay, my Italian food fanatics, we're here at Pizza Cassette. Let's go and meet Jimmy. Let me turn this around so that we can see what's going on. It's at this brewery here. It's an excellent place. And believe it or not, Pizza Cassette is the vendor. There's Jimmy right there. I don't know if he knows we're coming. I see somebody I know.
Hey.
Jimmy, what's up?
How's it going, brother?
How are you?
Good, man. Nice to see you.
My pleasure.
Nice to see you, man.
This is Jimmy,
hey, guys.
the best pizzaiolo in San Diego County, bar none. It's a beautiful thing. How sweet it is.
Yeah, it feels good.
You have time to sit down and talk to us for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, we can talk.
All right, my Italian food fanatics, we're here with Jimmy, the pizzaiolo for Pizza Cassette. And I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
How did you get into pizza?
Yes. I mean, I started making pizzas when I was like 15 years old in upstate New York. I was just looking for a job, but I loved it. Like,
we're in upstate.
It's a little town called Waverly. The pizzeria is still there. It's like your traditional like family style pizzeria. It's called Pudgy's Pizza.
Is it upstate, like West New York? Or?
It's like in the corner of New York and Pennsylvania, in the southern westernmost corner. They still call it upstate. Everything from the city's upstate.
Right, yeah, no, absolutely. So with regard to your dough, do you use a biga or a poolish?
We're actually not using any sort of starters. It is a direct dough, so we're doing like a 24-hour fermentation that never goes into the fridge. And we are incorporating some of the spent grains from the brewery that's our partner here, Def Brewing. So we're putting like 2% spent grain And then we're also incorporating some other local flours, whole wheat and bran and wheat germ. So it's like a 6-flour combination. A little bit of a Frankenstein experiment, but it's good.
So it's a real artisan style sort of a dough, right? That nobody can replicate.
I mean, you could, but it would take a lot of work. I mean, I've just been slowly getting to this point, so it's taken 15 years to get to where we are now.
Right. People don't understand. This is a journey.
For sure.
It's a craft, and it's no joke. It's very, very difficult to do.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of practice.
Do you have a specific hydration level that you...
Yeah, we're between 65 and 70%. We don't know the exact amount because the spent grain has water in it, and we've never like dehydrated it to get the exact amount to know how much of water we're adding. But we're guessing we start off with 65, so we're guessing we're at 68.
68, which is just a little bit high from a normal...
traditional Neapolitan 65, but you know, I feel like the more hydration you can add, the better the dough is. It's just harder to work. So the higher you can go, the better, but the more work you're gonna have to do.
I actually like a higher hydration dough myself.
Tastes nice.
Believe it or not. Yeah, without doubt. So, and you said you have a 24-hour fermentation time.
Yeah.
Now, you used to, the way we met is I went to Italy.
Yeah.
And then after I came back, and you know me, I've shown you the pictures. I've been everywhere. I've been to the best of the best of the best. And then I went to this particular restaurant. I'm not going to mention it because anyway.
Right.
And I ate the pizza there. And it was better than literally any pizza that I ever had in Naples. And there was no way you could have told me that that's the way that it was going to be until after I tried your pizza. But you know that I sought you out.
Right.
Okay? And then I followed you through the pandemic. So explain to us, what did you do during the pandemic?
Yeah, so I was working for a super popular restaurant here, but as restaurants are, it just got untenable and crazy, and to the point where my hours were just insane. I had no break. So I bought a couple portable ovens, unis, just to like mess around with. I had some friends over one night, the first night that I bought the oven, and they were like, man, this pizza's better than the pizza at the restaurant. They're like, you should just do this. And so I kind of tried that. I went around to some cafes, some bars, some breweries, some, you know, anywhere that would basically let me pop up and sell pizza, I went to, and responses were always great, and I had a great time doing it. And eventually we ended up here at where we are now, which is formerly called Def Brewing, still Def Brewing, but it's now called the Garden, and we're in a partnership with them. They had previously had a food truck that moved on to other pastures, and now we're here full-time, 5 days a week, Wednesday through Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why the name Pizza Cassette?
So I mean, I love music, and the dough trays in Italy or in Italian are called cassettes, and I would hear constantly all the time from the guys, quanti cassette, how many dough trays do you need? How many dough trays do you have? How many dough trays do we have to clean? And then I saw someone write it, and they just wrote cassette, and I was like, okay. So it is just spelled like cassette tape. And I you know, love classic rock and the Grateful Dead, and I have a bunch of cassette tapes around, so I just one day formulated the idea to just call the pizzeria Pizza Cassette.
That's fantastic. The
boxes are square, cassette tapes are, you know, rectangles. I don't know, we just incorporated the music and the pizza all into one thing.
Yeah, because I asked somebody, an Italian guy about you, and he said cassette.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, okay, well, it makes sense because they pronounce the E.
Exactly,
cassette,
exactly.
Right? So you also went to Italy.
Yeah, I'm part of this thing called the U.S. Pizza Team, which is like, there's a couple teams in the United States where we all pay a membership fee and we get together and we travel together to like different pizza competitions and food competitions to, you know, gain experience and represent the United States. So I went with the U.S. Pizza Team to Parma, Italy for the World Pizza Championships. I didn't do as well in the competition as I would have hoped that I did, but, you know, I learned a lot of stuff, and the competition in Italy is stiff. Like, I've done the competitions here in like Vegas, and it's just less competitive, more fun in Vegas. But I like the competitive aspect of the competition in Italy, and I do plan on going back.
I've been to Parma. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's like, you know, all the history, all the old town type of stuff you could ever want. It was a great time.
Did you ever go and see them make Parmigiano when you were there?
We didn't, but, you know, we did a lot of like cool stuff. Like we went to the gelateria and saw the process behind there, and they let us in the kitchens of like 5 different places. So we were in the back like messing around making pizzas and making tigelle and all kinds of stuff that I've never worked with or even seen. So it was fun.
Did you get to Modena?
We didn't go to Modena. We went to Florence for like 3 days after Parma.
There's some good gelato there.
Yeah, Florence, we were just tourists, which was fun.
Did you have
work to do?
Bistecca Fiorentina?
Oh yeah, that was my last night there. I tried to eat a whole one by myself, but didn't quite get
very,
there.
very difficult.
It was fun.
So now, with regard to pizza, what did you learn anything in Italy, or were you just inspired?
I mean,
what happened?
I definitely learned like that the culture there is really deep with the pizza, and even when you go to like just your average everyday pizzeria, the Pizzaiolo there has probably made more pizzas than 90% of the pizza makers in the United States, at just like your average everyday pizzeria, because that's all they do, and it's like a family type thing. So, you know, I enjoyed that part of it. Yeah, exactly. I enjoyed that part of it. I didn't like, you know, have enough time to really delve deep into learning anything specific about pizzas, but I got to see a lot of different pizzas and meet a lot of different pizza makers. So there's always stuff to learn from things like that.
Absolutely, or to be inspired by the way they work, or some little technique you might pick up.
You know, I did buy some new equipment that we're using here, the GI Metal Evoluzione peels.
Oh, you bought that one?
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice.
They let me use one there, and I was like, wow, this is nice.
Fell in love.
Yeah. So we ordered one when we got back here.
Those are not exactly the least expensive things in the world.
No, but that's another thing I tell people who are like amateur pizza makers or at-home pizza makers is the tools matter. Like, they seem like it's too expensive and like it costs as much as the oven, but it's going to make your life so much easier.
Well, that's the Rolls Royce. Dude.
Right.
That is the Rolls Royce. Well, very good. So if there's one pizza that when people come here, that you would make that represents Jimmy and Pizza Cassette, what would that pizza be?
I would say it's our citrus and sausage pizza. It's a unique combination of ingredients that I came up with like during that pandemic, those pop-ups. I had done a themed event where it was a citrus walkabout where everyone had brought some sort of citrus themed drink or food, and I was just trying to come up with a way to use citrus on pizza. So I used Italian Sorrento lemons, really thinly sliced with the rind on and everything, local Bloomsdale spinach, and mozzarella, and our house-made fennel pork sausage.
Wow. It's
got lemons, sausage, mozzarella, spinach, and ricotta cheese as well.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's our most unique pizza, and it's the second highest seller on our menu, even though it's the weirdest one on the menu.
Right. People get word that that's the
yeah,
one
exactly.
to order.
Everyone knows that's the one to order, and once they do, they always come back for it too.
That's very good. So you have an amalgamation here of a wood-fired Neapolitan-style pizza, but a real California experience.
Yeah, that's kind of the deal here. Is we use the traditional techniques and equipment and style, but we use what we have access here too. So like local California ingredients, all the different flavor combinations that we use here in Southern California. So we're kind of incorporating the two things together, and there's a little New York flair in there too.
Of course, you got to.
It doesn't go away.
You got to give it that from New York.
It doesn't go away.
So let's make a pie.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Cool. All right, Jimmy, walk us through this for us.
So we've got our dough over here. This is the 68% hydration with the added spent grain and wheat germ. Got a couple other things in there too.
The smell on that is just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, right. Just keeping the spent grain around in our refrigerators just makes our whole operation smell delicious.
Mm-hmm. So these trays are called cassette.
Yeah, exactly. And I would hear it all the time, and I didn't really know at the time when I was hearing it that I would incorporate it into like a whole business model, but here we are.
Well, you never know. That's the beauty of it, right?
We also host live music here every Friday and Saturday, so it kind of goes with the theme of things.
Very cool. So it looks like the dough is like perfect.
Yeah, it's nice and room temperature or outside temperature here in Southern California, so it's probably good 72 degrees, this dough. It's not going to take me much effort to open it up.
Yes, you can see. Perfect. Look at that Neapolitan slap technique.
Still a little New York flair. Can't help myself.
How sweet it is. Look at that.
Start with the spinach on the bottom.
So you start with fresh spinach.
Yep.
You don't cook it down and then add it in.
Yeah, this spinach is local Bloomsdale spinach, so it retains a lot of the water compared to your normal everyday garden spinach. It's not really going to like reduce down as much as you would think. This is our fresh mozzarella.
Fior di latte.
Then we've got our house-made fennel pork sausage here. There's a secret ingredient in this that I I'm not really gonna let out yet.
All right.
But at some point.
That's cool. I respect that.
We're just reincorporating some of the other stuff that we use in our cooking into this sausage, which gives it its own little unique character.
A little ricotta.
Yep, the ricotta cheese. Nothing special done with the ricotta. We're just using fresh ricotta. And then this is the thing that really makes this pizza stand out: is these fresh sliced lemons, sliced real nice and thin. Don't need a lot of them on here.
This is true Artisan California Neapolitan pizza. Wow.
There we go. And into the oven.
Fornaio.
All right.
So now, this is obviously wood-fired oven, so this pizza is going to take between 60 and 90 seconds, and I got to get out of your way.
Yeah. Oven's probably at 850, 900 degrees.
Right, that's a hot oven.
Pretty typical.
Yeah, and Stefano Ferrara, right? The oven from Naples, all handmade. I mean, there's a serious pedigree there with these ovens.
Right.
It's really, it's one of the nicest, if not the nicest, pizza oven.
Yeah, they don't get much nicer, and we don't really have any complaints with this oven. I don't think there's any improvements we could make.
I know Anthony Mangieri of Una Pizza Napoletana. He had like a schlock oven when he first moved into New York, and he just tore it out.
Right.
And he goes, he realized it was the wrong thing. But and you would know, because you have thousands of hours of experience and hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of pizzas under your belt there.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, I did some sort of estimation one time, and it wouldn't be crazy to say I've made 1 million pizzas.
1 million pizzas?
It wouldn't be crazy. It's hard to know, but that's only 150 a day, 5 days a week. And that's
only 150 a day.
There were many days where I made 400, or in New York there were days where I made 600, so
jeez.
I think 150 a day, 5 days a week is a good estimation.
So you multiplied all that times
times
career?
like the 12, 14 years that I've made pizza. I think that makes like 950,000.
Wow.
And there we are.
How
the
sweet it is.
Sausage.
Look at that. That's literally perfect. Unbelievable.
Crunchy air crust.
Yes.
Not much you can look for that we don't have here.
How sweet it is. Let's put this down.
All right.
All right, so let's have at it.
Yeah, let's try this.
Excellent. It's still a little warm, but hey, what are you gonna do?
All right.
Bon appetito.
Cheers. Bon appetit.
Wow. The dough is soft, a little bit crunchy, perfectly cooked. The freshness of the spinach is in there,
right.
Creaminess of the ricotta, and the fior di latte.
A little bit of fattiness from the pork sausage cut with the lemons. It's good.
Man. That's something to be very proud of, Jimmy.
Thank you.
That is awesome. You guys should come down to Pizza Cassette in San Diego.
Yeah, stop by.
Tell Jimmy that I sent you. You should like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. We're going to do more of these, but let me tell you, in my opinion, and my opinion kind of counts because this is my channel, I've been all over Italy, I've been all around the world, I've eaten pizza on every single continent except Antarctica. And let me tell you, it doesn't get better than this. This is a true artisan Neapolitan style pizza, and you can bank on it. Jimmy is the best pizzaiolo in San Diego County, if not the entire state of California. Who knows? And I'm guarantee you, the next time this gentleman goes back to Italy, he's coming back with gold. 100%.
Hope so. Thanks,
Jimmy,
man.
thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Nice hanging out with you.
My pleasure.
Nice seeing you again.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks,
thank
man.
you. You know what? This is a postscript. In my first piece that I ate, I didn't get much of the citrus. But once I had a second piece, the citrus kicked in, and let me tell you, this is beyond phenomenal. You must come down and try this. The fennel sausage, it's delicious. Everything about this pizza is original, it's different, it's California, it's a mix of Neapolitan, top of the line. So we're back with Jimmy. You are having a grand opening?
Yeah, we're launching this winery, which is one of our other partners in this beer garden parking lot, October 7th to the 9th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Starting at 3 p.m. on Friday and then running all the way till when we close on at 9 p.m. on Sunday. It's going to be live music all 3 days. Bunch of cool stuff going on where you got some special menu items breaking out of fryer, maybe doing arancinis.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Sicilian style going on there. Excellent. Well, you know where to be. So, my Italian food fanatics, what did you think? Let me tell you, Jimmy and Pizza Cassette, or Pizza Cassette, is something that if you're in San Diego, you have to seek him out. Now, he's closed on Monday and Tuesday, so if you're there those days, you're not going to get to eat Pizza Cassette pizza and meet Jimmy. But do me a favor. If you do go and visit him, please tell him that you heard about him from me and on the YouTube channel. And I'm sure he'll put a little something extra on your pizza for you. It's worth checking out. Again, he's the best pizzaiolo in San Diego County, if not in a wider area, let's put it that way. A star in the making, if not already, someone to seriously watch, and you'll be very, very happy if you show up there and have a pizza made by Jimmy. Thanks for watching. Again, hit the thumbs up button, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think or what you thought of our little adventure down at Pizza Cassette in San Diego. Thank you. Wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a great day. I wish you good health, happiness, and prosperity.